Hi, Christy Russ here, the Maverick Pharmacist Health Coach. And today I'm going to talk about why you're so tired. And at the end, I'm going to give you a few tips that you can do right away to help you have more energy. So stay tuned for that. So, what I'm talking about here is fatigue that hits you all the time, either all day or just parts of the day for no reason that you can think of. It's not the jet lag or staying out too late kind of fatigue, right? This is such a common issue for people. Probably the second most common issue I talk to people about right after weight loss, right? There could be many underlying causes for this. So I'll just talk about the most common ones. First of all, standard American diet causes huge blood sugar swings. So when you eat, your blood sugar spikes, and then the faster and higher it goes up, the faster and lower it crashes. And when your blood sugar is low, your energy level is also low. So this is a big reason for that middle of the afternoon, energy crash and why you often seek out carbs at this time. Another big reason for excessive fatigue is that your body just doesn't have the nutrients it needs to make ATP, the energy molecule. So most people don't realize that it is no longer physically possible to get all of the nutrients that we need just from the foods that we're eating, even if you're eating a perfect diet. And tons of reasons for that I'm not going to go into, but that is today's reality, unfortunately. And so we're basically just chronically undernourished. And that accumulates over time. And the effects of that, one thing being fatigue, tends to start showing up in your 30s or 40s, kind of depending on other factors. Another reason for fatigue is you could be dehydrated. Just like nutrients, the body needs a certain amount of fluid to do what it's supposed to do, including making energy. And honestly, most people don't drink enough and are chronically dehydrated. Another big cause of fatigue is either too little exercise or too much exercise. If you're not moving regularly on a daily basis, your body loses endurance and muscle tone, kind of like a use it or lose it scenario, right? And the more you sit around, the more tired you're going to be. Okay. So even though it seems like it should be opposite, the more active you are, the more energy you're going to have. But there's a line where you go too far. People that exercise excessively end up getting burnt out. Intense exercise is a stressor on the body, and occasionally that's a good thing. It stimulates muscle growth and conditions the cardiovascular system to handle stress. However, too much of that will actually have the opposite effect because of the constant presence of stress hormone, and it eventually leads to constant exhaustion. Which brings me to the most common cause of excessive fatigue. A combination of these and more stressors that has caused the body to be in constant fight or flight, right? That can only go on for so long before the body can't keep up. It's like driving in first gear all the time with the gauge at the red line. It's too hard on the body. And this is often referred to as adrenal fatigue. It's an actual thing, but it's actually called adrenal dysfunction. It's a more appropriate term for it. So if you've hit that point, you need to make some serious changes quickly before it gets even worse, because it can actually turn into a medical emergency. So what do? Okay, here's a few things you can do to start. First, stop the blood sugar issues by eating foods with little to no processing and go heavier on the protein and fats and lower on the carbs. Okay. Second, you can take a good quality multivitamin every day to give your body the nutrients it needs. Just an FYI, most multivitamins out there are pretty crappy. So make sure you do your research and get a good one, or you're just wasting your money and it's not going to help. Okay. Third thing you can do, drink at least 7 to 8 glasses of water a day to make sure that you're hydrated, and do it throughout the day. Okay. You can also do intense exercise for a maximum of 40 minutes 3 times a week. Okay. The rest of the time, just try and move as much as possible throughout the day, like walking or gardening or something like that, right? Just keep moving. You can also try going to bed by 10 p.m. to make sure that you're sleeping during the main reparative part of sleep. That happens between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So if you're not sleeping during that time, you're not getting the main restorative part. Okay. You can also stop the caffeine. Okay. And I know that seems counterproductive, but if you're dealing with fatigue on a regular basis, caffeine is just compounding that problem. It actually creates more stress hormone. So it's like just whipping that tired horse. Okay. Stay tuned for my next two videos about coffee to find out more about that. Okay. So there's a few things that you can start today to increase your energy. But honestly, if your fatigue is all day, every day, you should probably get some help from a functional medicine practitioner to fix all of your issues, because there's usually many and it can be complex. And sooner than later is definitely better. So if you like this information, please subscribe to my channel for real life helpful tips and the myth busting of common health information. Bye for now.